What's up, everybody? This is Mason Plumlee. We're back for another founder interview. Today, we're fortunate to have the founder and CEO of Hydrow, Bruce Smith, on. So let's bring him on and learn more about what he's built and the business that's his. Hey, Bruce, how are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you, Mason?
Doing well. Thanks for coming on. Before we
Good.
show the beautiful product that you've built and then talk about your business, why don't you just share Hydrow's mission for us, for the viewers?
Yeah. So we really made Hydrow to try and help people feel better, both in their body and their spirit. And the way that we define that is to make the most beautiful human experience possible. And it's super simple. It's just to make people feel better in their day-to-day life. And then hopefully, as they feel better, they're able to treat themselves and others, a little bit more kindly and make the world a better place.
Awesome. So why don't we pull up here on the screen the Hydro machine itself, which you've been nice enough to share with me, and I have really enjoyed for the last week. I'm on no leaderboards, but I have to tell you, I really enjoy working out on it.
Yeah, good.
So, so why don't you take us through? Thanks for showing that.
Yeah.
Why don't you take us through your journey as a founder, your experience as our U.S. national team coach, rowing coach, and then the point when you decided to go out and build a rowing machine and introduce rowing to all the fitness junkies out there.
Yeah. So I'm two things. I'm an entrepreneur. I love starting businesses. And also, I got sucked into this rowing thing, and I'm Canadian. I tried really hard to make the Canadian national team. I'm not that good. And so I never made it. And I kind of had a chip on my shoulder. So I ended up coaching. I coached at all different levels. I coached in college, Dartmouth College for a couple of years as an assistant coach. And then I ended up, there are two ways you can coach for the U.S. national team. You can either get hired by the team to coach usually Olympic class boats, or there's a trial system too. And so I won trials for the United States coaching athletes and have represented the U.S. at the World Championships 10 times, most recently in 2016. In 2015, the lightweight men's eight that I coached got a bronze medal, which was exciting for everybody involved. And along the way, kind of got convinced that rowing was actually like it was the best kept secret in sports. It's a great way to get in shape and to feel better. It uses almost all of your body's muscles. It's really easy on your joints. Anybody can do it. If believe me, if I can do it, truly anybody can do it. And I can teach you to do it in like 5 minutes. And the big barriers were that A, nobody knew about it, and B, nobody really knew how to do it. And if you sat on a rowing machine in a gym, it was like it was really boring. Like treadmills are boring. Rowing on a rowing machine is really boring. So we were able to make a product that solves for both of those things. It teaches you how to do it. So as soon as you sit down, there's some instructions, some really engaging people who are experts and who are training themselves for the national team in some cases. And then it's also as you learn, it's actually fun to do it because you're with people. We're broadcasting live. We're actually broadcasting live today from Miami, and we broadcast live every single day.
That's super interesting. So I have to share. My mom's been on the machine too. I made her make my own
Oh no!
her own file. But she said, to your point of like joint pain, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
We both did all the tutorials. It broke it down for us so that we were rowing in the right way, which is super helpful because every time I've jumped on a rowing machine at the gym, I might as well have just been doing any pull exercise.
Yeah.
That was super helpful. So you said that you're live streaming in Miami. Can you explain the live outdoor reality that you guys really champion and how it differentiates Hydrow from other connected fitness apps?
Yeah. So I got to say, we're big fans of anything in connected fitness, especially now. But it like moving is good, and it makes you feel better. It makes the day a lot more fun for you and the people around you. That said, we really wanted to capture the splash and the sweat of being out on the water. It's just a really compelling experience to be out on the water and to move in the same rhythm as another human being. And technology reached a tipping point about 3 years ago, and we're able to take cameras out on the water and film in a way that is genuinely, that puts you, it's not the whole experience, but it takes a significant percentage of the experience of being out on the Charles River or out on the in Miami, and delivers that to your living room. So you don't give up any of the fun of being in a fitness class. And we have really super engaging instructors, and they're super authentic. They tell their story, and they're sharing their journey every day. But you also have completely unexpected things like, porpoises and manatees and dogs and weather, and just stuff happens every now and then. Somebody runs into a bridge, and it makes it really, it's really immediate, and you just never know what's going to happen. And I think it's how it kind of sets a new standard, especially when you think about how screens are going to evolve over the next 5 or 10 years. Mm-hmm. People expect to be fully immersed. And do you want to be immersed in a classroom with dark walls and sweaty people beside you, or do you want to be immersed in like a whole new place? And for me, I love the aspect of traveling around the world. So you can actually, you can go row on the Thames in London, you can row in Austin, you can row in Boston, and we're going to keep expanding all over the world, because there are, despite the fact that rowing is like a pretty small sport on the water, it is an Olympic sport. So there are 170 countries that participate, and I have friends all over the world. We're really excited to go back to Europe when the planes start accepting people again, and taking everybody with us in Hydrows.
So we have a short video clip to better explain the live outdoor reality that you're talking about. So let's tune into that really quick.
Cool.
Live outdoor reality here. You never know what's going to happen. These are some conditions. Wow! You can go play some chicken with this yacht.
Guys, look at this coconut thing.
Oh, that tree. Nice. Live outdoor.
That's awesome. So one of the things that I think is so interesting is the teachers of these classes have really become celebrities in a sense. How did you source the talent to host the classes, and what is their reception like from the Hydrow?
Yeah, it's kind of funny because rowing is so not popular. There are a lot of people who use indoor rowing machines. So 12 or 13 million people in the United States use indoor rowing machines and kind of suffer through it. And rowers in general, even if they, I was on a bus in Poznan in Poland, and I was sitting beside this woman, and I'm a coach on the U.S. national team, and this woman's on the national team, and I'm like, hey, what boat are you in? And she introduced herself, and she had won a gold medal at the Olympics the previous year, and I didn't recognize her face, so, and I'm like in it. So it's really, it's actually really fun to find rowers who are really excited about sharing their passion for the sport, and it's amazing to see the reaction that people in our community have, because you get to know them, you see them every day, and they're sharing their day-to-day experience, and they're out on the river, they're out sharing what they're actually doing with you, and having that small community of people. We have about 10 instructors, and some of them are training for the national team, some of them have already been to the Olympics, and they have really exciting and compelling stories to share, and I have really enjoyed getting to know them too, just to I don't get to go down to Miami. I have to work here in Boston all the time. And so it's a great way, just intercompany, for us to stay connected to. It's super, super fun.
Do all rowing teams work out at 5, 6 in the morning? Because I feel like that's where they lost everybody in the public school.
I know. You're you go to college, and the coach is like, so I'll see you at 5 in the morning. So there are a lot of things about rowing that teams tend to practice at that time of day because the water is pretty nice. But the truth is, when I was training for the training athletes for the team, it was this revelation. All of a sudden, our performance got a lot better, because we used to show up at 5 in the morning every day, because people would be working a full-time job, and we moved practice to 7 in the morning so people could sleep a little bit, and their performance got a lot better. So we're really delighted to be out at all different kinds of day, and we broadcast. I think right now we're just on a limited schedule because of COVID, but we're broadcasting twice a day at times that are pretty convenient for people.
Okay, good. Because I was going to say, like, for the business model, the addressable market
Oh,
grow
yeah.
incredibly by just going back about 3 hours.
Yeah.
So we have some questions from the audience. JC Pinardo asked, can you sync up with other rowers and do this with them?
Yeah, so we have a leaderboard, and that leaderboard, when you do a live row, is all of the people who are live on the screen with you. So you see them right there with you, and then on our app, you can send thumbs up or chat back and forth or do some trash talking. Some people might be accused of teasing me about how slow I am now. The team is really fun, and that is the point, really, is to get people connected and make people feel not just like they're getting in shape, but their performance and them showing up matters to other people.
Gotcha. So can you share with us just your thoughts on the overall direction of the fitness tech industry? You see companies like Mirror, Tonal, obviously Peloton. There's been a lot of push in that area, and we're just interested to hear your thoughts on where you think it's going.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. Before the pandemic, we had actually, like, internally, we had talked about people's interest in working out at home. And so there are about 60 million people who pay on average $57 a month in the United States who, have gym memberships. Of those 60 million people, about 30 million keep paying, but they never go to the gym. And so there are 30 million people who know they should work out, are happy to pay for it, aren't willing to give up, but they just don't do it. So it's a really large group of people. And then with the virus, a lot of people aren't super aware of MRSA, or they weren't super aware of the different viruses and infections that you do get in public places. And those existed before the virus. And then COVID has accelerated people's awareness of how disease transmission happens. And so we see just an enormous tailwind right now with it's such a large market, and it's not going to be, there's not one solution. The whole world shouldn't buy Peloton or Mirror or Hydrow or Techno, whatever it is. It's going to be a lot of different solutions for a lot of people. And I think it's going to be this thing where the social aspect of going to the gym really gets replaced with things like live outdoor reality. And you feel really good about it because you're using sweat equity to do something with people in a digital space. It's not like Facebook or something where you're staring at static pictures. It's actually you, like it's your performance, it's your real watts. And the Hydrow produces accurate results, whether you're on a Hydrow at your house or a Hydrow at my house, you get the same numbers. So it's actually a true experience and true comparison. And I think it's pretty valuable overall. I don't want people to stay home, but we definitely, we want people to do stuff face to face in real life. But most of the time, people don't have time for that, and this is a great solution.
Gotcha. And I was, as I scrolled through your classes, it seems like you guys are offering things outside of rowing. Can you share a little bit about that with us?
Yeah. So we have lots of on-the-mat offerings, and the screen actually pivots. I don't know if you've noticed it on yours, but the screen has a hinge on it. So you can angle it towards the yoga mat, or if you want to do some exercises beside it. And we have some of the really just amazing teachers. Peter Donahoe is one of the people that I got to know when I was coaching elite athletes, and he works with ballerinas at the Boston Ballet. He works with national team athletes, NFL, NBA athletes here in Boston, and he's the guy who is teaching you functional strength and functional movement. And same with yoga, same with Pilates. So there are a lot of different exercises. We would love you to row 3 or 4 times a week, and the other days of the week we want you to do something else so that you really not just improve your cardiovascular capacity and your strength, but really how you're able to move through your life. And curating that stuff so it's not, I don't want to say just a trainer, but so you're really getting the best information about how to take care of yourself.
A question from the audience, Michael Sedan asks, how has the COVID crisis impacted your business? Are your rowers still allowed to do their thing given the social distancing requirements?
Yeah, so we worked really hard on the social distancing piece and the safety. So the crew is all separated by 6 feet, and we're outside, and they're broadcasting by themselves. So that part is super safe, and we reviewed that with. Is that a doggy in the background? We reviewed the safety procedures with the city of Miami Beach and made sure that we were being super safe. I feel, I'm so grateful to all of the healthcare workers, and we have a lot of people who work at Hydrow who have spouses or significant others who are working in the hospitals right now. And it's so painful to see all of the suffering that is happening. The flip side is that we are incredibly grateful to be working at a company that can help people feel a little bit better through this period. And our sales are honestly through the roof. We sold more Hydrows yesterday than we've ever sold before. And we're able to drop them off on your front porch. So we're able to continue deliveries even though the virus is ongoing. We can make sure that we drop them off in a way that doesn't contaminate your home in any way. So it's been a giant tailwind for our business, and we're really happy to keep employing people, and hope that the economy is able to survive this. It's really I have so many friends whose businesses are really suffering, and it's terrible to watch. So we want to do our part to try and keep people feeling good, and B, keep the economy going too.
For sure. Is there a story that you want to share with the audience as a founder? Sometimes we've heard founders getting approached by an investor with a crazy idea, or there was some great moment where you had a breakthrough with Hydrow and product development. Is there something that you want to share that's just an interesting story?
Yeah, we had 3 designs for the Hydrow, and they looked like gym equipment. And we had a really talented designer. We had a big engineering team, and we were trying to go very, very fast. We started the company at the very beginning of 2018. And so in early March, we were going to decide between one of the 3 designs that we wanted to produce. And it was really important that we make the decision fast. And so we had this amazing designer, Julie Miller, and she, the night before the meeting, we did all this work, like all of these iterations, came up with a brand new design. And it was this like lightning bolt, and she brought it in and showed it to everybody. And it didn't look like gym equipment. It just looked beautiful. It just looked gorgeous. And I had to make a decision, and I was like, no, we can't do that. It doesn't look enough like a piece of gym equipment. Nobody will know what it is. It's too radical. And we left the meeting Friday afternoon, and I got this call from a senior engineer who is way smarter than me. And when I was about to make a big mistake, he would be like, hey, let's go get a beer. And so he said, hey, Bruce, let's go get a beer. And so we actually didn't get a beer. He just told me, you have to choose the radical design. It's so beautiful. And so Saturday we changed everything, and that's the design that we produced. We didn't change anything about it. It was perfect.
Really?
And, it was this lightning bolt, and Julie just did an incredible job and synthesized something that we didn't think was even possible. Wow. And now it's in thousands and thousands of people's homes. It's really cool.
Wow. That's a great story. So another question from the audience, with marketing, what have you done for the general public? Will we see mass media advertising?
Yeah, so we're a direct-to-consumer company, but we also partner with Best Buy. Okay. And so you can actually go and try Hydrow at 110 Best Buys, and I hope there'll be more Best Buys in the future. It seems pre-COVID, we were definitely going to be rolling out to a number of other stores. So we have an omni-channel strategy, but most of our sales now are direct to consumers. So you buy it directly from us on a website, and then we work with delivery partners to drop it off at your house. And it's super, super effective from our perspective, because we're able to see just how much money we spend on advertising and how many ads we serve, and which ads really communicate the value of the Hydrow experience to people, and track that really carefully.
Gotcha. Another audience question: how durable is the product?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Concept 2 rowing machines, which are in the marketplace. They've been there for like 30 years, and they're commercial grade. And I didn't want to make something that was not as durable as the best machines out there in the market. So we worked really hard to make a commercial grade machine, and the Hydrow that you get in your home is the same Hydrow that are in a bunch of gyms, and it's made to last 30 million meters, which is should be a lifetime's worth of rowing for most people.
Gotcha. So we've had a lot of rowing teams actually reach out since we've been on. Asked you to do the first one that reached out. Natasha Netzel, who athlete from Princeton, asked if you could share some encouragement to all the players because of the pandemic.
I'm sorry. Could you say that again?
Yeah, no worries. So Natasha Netzel, a crew athlete from Princeton, she asked if you could send a word of encouragement to all the crew athletes out there who have lost their season.
Yeah, it's really it is heartbreaking, and rowing is one of those sports that you train for 9 months in college or 12 months on the national team, usually for a grand total of 6 minutes of racing. And so everybody's been putting, literally hours in every single day, and then everything just evaporates. And I know it's going to come back. And I also think there's going to be some great online options for people to continue to participate and get some little taste of that competition. And we're really looking forward to next year when we get this virus under control and are able to get back to racing.
Gotcha. So this has been great. We really appreciate you coming on. What we ask all the founders to do is leave some advice to your co-founders who are out there listening. If you could share anything with them, what would it be?
Better lucky than good. Yeah. I love creating things, and it is always way harder when you're in it than when you're dreaming about starting it. But just get started. Just take the first step, and the marketplace is super powerful. And if you're passionate, it's amazing what you can accomplish with support in the United States. It is just the best place in the world to start a business.
Gotcha. So just because this question is so good, I'm going to ask one more question. Wendy Riskowski asks, love this. I was curious if you got people who never row who are using the product. I live in a small desert town in Arizona, and rowing is not a typical option for us.
Yeah. No, so that's the whole thing. This is not for rowers. This is for people who have never rowed before. And 98 or 99% of our customers have never rowed, even on a rowing machine. They're brand new to it. So it is absolutely designed to take rowing from a tiny group of people and deliver it to everybody.
Nice. Well, again, thanks for coming on. I've really enjoyed the product.
That's great.
Thanks for sharing it with us. So thank you again, and best of luck in your growth as Hydrow.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing you back on the court.
Great. Thanks, Bruce.
See ya.